Hello, I am back with another video, this time going over the best weapons you can use with Xilonen. If you want to see more videos like this about Xilonen or maybe the Kinich series that will come up, then subscribe. Without further ado, let's just jump straight into it. So I calculated 3 things for each weapon. The damage Xilonen does with them, the healing Xilonen does with them, and the damage of the team Xilonen is part of. This is extremely important as Xilonen's signature weapon is meant to buff your teammates' damage and will be otherwise unfair. I value the team damage as being the most important part, followed by healing, and lastly Xilonen's personal damage. A short disclaimer, I do not know for sure if the Freedom Sworn sword works with Crystallize. I do not have Navia or Albedo to test it out. Theoretically it should, as Crystallize is considered an elemental reaction, but part of me always did not consider it as such. If you know the answer, please let me know in the comments down below, otherwise I will just wait to pull for Xilonen to test it out and then we'll leave a comment on this video with the answer. Moving on, here are the calculations. There are only 2 weapons that improve the damage of your team and both are 5 stars. Her signature always boosts the damage of her team by almost the same amount regardless of what DPS she supports, but the same cannot be said about Freedom Sworn. If you can take advantage of both buffs from the Freedom Sworn sword, let's say in the case of characters like Arlecchino, whose normal charged plunge attacks make the bulk of their damage and also scale based on attack, then Freedom Sworn will vastly outperform Xilonen's signature, even though it will lead to lower Xilonen personal damage and healing. Bear in mind though, Arlecchino also uses her skill and her burst in order to deal damage, so this 56% damage increase is the ideal one. In reality it will be around 40%, but regardless it will still outclass Xilonen's signature weapon in this situation. If the DPS scales based off attack, but does not use normal attacks, then Freedom Sworn will be just slightly worse overall than Patrol Song. If you have a Freedom Sworn that is gathering dust, maybe you lost some 50-50s or well, then I would advise using it instead of pulling for Patrol Song, as the improvement is not really worth the pulls. If the character does not scale off attack but uses normal attacks a lot, like in the case of Mualani, then Patrol Song will vastly outperform Freedom Sworn. And of course, if the DPS does not take advantage of any of the buffs, then the 4-star weapons are simply better. There are only 2 4-star options that I will consider using with Xilonen: the craftable Natlan Sword, Flute of Espizal, and the event weapon Cinnabar Spindle. For those that missed the event with this weapon, you should be happy to know that Flute of Espizal is simply better than Cinnabar in every single category. Xilonen with the flute also does the almost same damage and healing as her signature weapon. The difference is in the 12% overall team damage increase that the signature provides. Lastly, we have Uraku Misujiri for a damage build. I will consider it only if for some reason you have an R5 version just laying around gathering dust, otherwise increasing Xilonen's damage by 10% is not worth losing on 15% healing. That would be all, thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed, please consider liking and subscribing. Until next time, have a wonderful day and bye.